Good evening everybody. Welcome one and all. Let's change the scene over. Hope everybody's doing well this fine evening. Let's switch on over into another inn. This one is in Redridge Mountains. Let's just swap this over so we've got a bit of background music. Hope everybody is doing well this fine Sunday evening. I hope you've all had a lovely time gold making, playing whether it's retail or classic, having lots of fun in WoW. I hope you're doing very well. Death Arrow, thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say so. Cyanide, thanks for stopping by. We are on Mirage Raceway on EU Alliance at the moment. Storytelling, well remembered, Lizard. I have in fact got myself the novella here ready for later on tonight. We'll finish off with a bit of story time, as I did promise Mushy for missing a stream last weekend. Jake, how are you? How are you, Lizard? How are you, Mushy? I hope you're doing very well. Who else did I miss there? Is it me or was my audio slightly desynced today? It might be. Oh, hold on. That's my phone. It might be a little bit. I haven't quite discovered the source of it, but it seems like there was a Windows update and my microphone is slightly delayed by a few seconds. Bear with me, I need to do a few more investigations before I can get it actually sorted and synced up properly. But hopefully we're doing alright. Simply Dixon, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely day. Good to see. Oh, we've filled up the screen, hold on. Lots of people coming in. Let's move out a little bit. That way we can get everyone in. And their pets. There we go. We have a guild. Oh, I need to do the guild thing, don't I? Let me sort that out. So, let me do a command for that. Let me have a look. We could probably do something. What should we do? I think we could probably do with just like a general come on in, and then everyone is more than welcome into the guild. It is gold makers. If you speak to any one of the officers, they should give you a... Actually, what I need to do is do a list of the officers and then do that in the thing. I'll set that up later, but good idea, Mushy. Doing good. Nice rainy day here. Good to catch up. Catch a stream while you play Classic 2. Even better. Playing Classic whilst watching Classic. Even better. DLXX, thank you very much for your sub. It's very kind of you. Really appreciated. Maybe Discord Intel is also a bit... I think I might have missed a bit there. Put a link to it in Discord would be a good idea, though. That's a good idea. And Commander Bond, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. And Sai, I am currently the lofty heights of level 18. So I haven't really been playing as much as possible. So we are currently... Let's have a look. Currently level 18 in Redridge Mountains at the moment. So I haven't had as much time to play as I really would like to. Life's been rather busy at the moment. Put the info out on Discord. Yeah, that's a good idea, Mushy. I'll sort that out, and then people can message the appropriate people to join the guild if they'd like to. That's a good idea. Miss my chef's hat. Yeah, that's true, actually. We don't have a chef's hat. We don't get that until Wrath of the Lich King, unfortunately. But we'll have a look. We'll see how everything goes. But what I'm thinking today is we'll obviously have a look at a little bit of gold making later on. I still don't have a huge amount of gold yet. At level 18 we are currently sitting on 5 gold 36. So that's reasonable. We have a few things that I could probably do with selling here. Let's have a look at this. We do have that soulbound. I believe that's currently worse than what I've got on at the moment, yes. So maybe I'll need to go and sell a few of these things. Mouse is a little bit glitchy at the moment. Let me just see if I can fix that up. Seems to be jittering a little bit. Could be a battery being about to expire. Let me see how it goes though. If that does give me problems, I'll sort that out in a moment. Right, yeah, my mouse is really jittering everywhere. This isn't very easy to press and move around. Let me see if I've got a spare. Hold on with me one moment. Just checking my cupboard. don't have a spare under there. I wonder if I can just check the batteries are okay. Maybe swap that out if it's not. Just want to be able to move that around a fair amount. Just seems to be getting stuck a little bit, and then I can't move it around. It was working fine earlier. Let me just see if I can find the receiver for it, because it is a wireless mouse. Bear with me one moment. There we go, I've moved it to the front. That might help things out a little bit. Let me have a look. Cookie got my mouse, definitely. I think so. Ah, there we go, that seems to be much better. We're not quite so glitchy. I had the receiver at the back of the PC, and I think it's been a bit obscured. Oh, thank you, Ethos, that's very kind of you. And Will Webster, thanks for stopping by, hope you're doing well. Do I always play Priest? If so, why is it my favourite? Good question, simply. Now, I played Priest as Samadan way back in Vanilla, and it's been my main character ever since. So for me, there's really no other character to play. I love the fact that I can heal, I can buff. I love the fact that I can go Shadow, and I can do reasonable amount of soloing. In Classic, it's really good in terms of, like, I have very little downtime, so that's been very useful. You're just showing my shirt. Oh, thank you, Mushy. Yes, this is, oh, if you can't see it, this is on my merch one. The, hold on, let me just show this. There we go. My gold making t-shirt, as modelled by me. This one, as also drawn by me as well, is available in my merch store. There we go. Thank you, Mushy. Thank you for the link, and you Lizard. Summoner, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. I think it's, let's have a look at merch. There we go. That should work. But yes, yes, good question, simply. What about yourself? What do you play? And why is it your favourite? So let's have a look at what we're going to do here. So we are going to do some bits with Samadan today. We're going to carry on questing. I have been using the Zygor guide to just help me orient myself and make sure I'm not missing anything and try and be a bit more efficient with the things that I'm doing. So I'm going to be carrying on with we'll start with a little bit of levelling today, and then we'll move on and go into the auction house and have a look at what we can do there. You want to love Priest so much more, but your warrior and shaman main always end up coming back as a fast-hitting melee. Well, absolutely. That's a great thing about World of Warcraft, is there's a style for everyone. So I'm glad that you do like that, because that means that, you know, there are people that I can heal, which is very nice to have, and it makes the fact that groups can work out much better. Spending almost all your earning, but in one profit. Very nice, Tado. That's the thing with Classic, is you are ending up spending an awful lot of gold on things like your armour and your repairs and all your skills and spells, which is brilliant. That's how I like it. So let's look at some of these things that I'm going to sell. I'm going to keep the leather for the moment. And ghoul tusk liver, I don't think I need that. The light hide, I might keep hold of for the moment. I'm collecting up the snouts, and I'll get rid of that for the moment. I could do with going to the bank and clearing out some of this stuff like this silk that we've got. I managed to get that for a really nice price of 1 silver, which is under vendor price, so that was a really good snipe. So let's carry on with what I've got to do at the moment, which is mainly underbelly whelp scales. We'll head on over that direction, see what we can do. Let's buff myself up whilst we're running. You're at 92 gold and you're 46. Very nice, Mushy. So you've already got your mount and you're well on the way. Very good indeed. So we've got a lot of server lag as well. Okay. Well, hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Your goal is 20 gold a level. That's very good. Right, how busy is this going to be? Let's see if we can help out here. It looks like people aren't skinning, so we'll make use of our skinning whilst we're here. So we need to kill some more gore tusks for their snouts. There's a dead person there. So we'll go through here. They're doing that one. There might be some whelps around here that I can skin. There's one over here. These are always quite handy. Get myself some extra leather whilst I'm here. These are slightly tougher to do. And then I'm sure I saw one over there. That's one here. Oh, we might as well kill one here whilst I'm here. Might as well get the ball rolling. See how that works. There we go, carry on with this. Learning a skill cost you 20 gold today. Wow, that's absolutely loads. You love it when the people leave their beast to be skinned. Absolutely. That's the main reason why I chose skinning at this early part of the game, because for me I'm running around so much and I really wanted to maximise my modest small amount of gold making. And I figured as they are here anyway, I might as well. Let's do this and do that. And I'm just going to try and keep my uptime going as continuous as possible, so skinning, killing and healing as I go. I've got a decent amount of rested XP here, so this should be quite reasonable. Thing is, with the skinning at the moment, I'm only at 88 at the moment, so I will need to do a fair amount. Gore tusk we need, so let's do one of these. Then we'll carry on here. Lots of things here. Looks like there's a few people here, so we'll carry on at the moment in this area. There are more areas we can move over to if we need to at this stage. So the wand I have at the moment is the Greater Magic Wand, which is really good at the moment. This one. So I picked that up at level 13 for a reasonable price. And I don't think the only way I can really get a better one at the moment is if I went to, I think it's Dead Mines, and Cookie's Wand would be a good one to upgrade from here. That's next in my list as I was looking them up. But as a priest, it's the main thing I really need to do. During Weatherlichting, spent so much time in that area farming whelplings for pets. Still thinking of anxiety about the Redridge Mountains area. Yeah. I never really did pet farming at that early stage of the game. I only really did it in BFA. And even then, not so much. But I can imagine if you spend too long in one area trying to get a drop, it's going to be like that, isn't it? So Mumbra, how are you? I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a lovely evening of either classic or retail, whichever it is, assuming it's World of Warcraft, that is. But thanks for stopping by. Carrying on, we're going to just level up as we go. I'm hoping, this may be a bit ambitious, but I'm hoping I can get to level 20 by the end of tonight. That would be ideal. Looks like we've got a few more people here now. Let's see if we can keep things going as we are. Didn't have Netflix then to bide your time. So much tougher. I was so much tougher than you am now. Yeah, that's the good thing with YouTube and Twitch and other things is if you are doing something that is relatively repetitive, then this is always an ideal way to just have something on in the background whilst you're working away on your main activity. I find that with a lot of my sort of the bracer super shuffle and things like that I was doing, spending so much time in the scrapper. You just hit level 225 on your leatherworker, making gold with a flip. Very nice. I would like to get myself up there with the professions. My tailoring is not quite up there yet, but that's my next thought, is to get my tailoring. Is currently at 112 of 150. So ideally, I would like to be level 55 and able to do a lot more. Oh, you get that one, I'll get this one. How's that sound? There we go. Audible is your go-to. You love audiobooks when farming. Oh, right. I've never really gotten on with audiobooks. For me, when I'm reading, I like to just solely concentrate on reading. But maybe that's just me. I know a lot of people would listen to an audiobook whilst they're commuting or something like that. But I guess I have to concentrate a little bit on the text. That seems to work better for me. You love reading too? Well, even better. I'll carry on the greater core tasks. We need three more snouts. We've got 2 out of the 5. And we've got 3 out of the 6 whelp scales. Maxodon, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on board. Hope you're doing well. There we go, we've got all of those. Let's carry on this area. They seem to be spawning fairly rapidly, but there's a lot of people around here now. I might have to move a bit further around. Might as well skin as we go, as there are people here. Not sure how my bags are doing at the moment. I've got quite a few slots left. We're currently on woolen bags, which I made myself, which is a good start. But we may need to move on over to the side a little bit here, see if we can get some more scales this way, I think. Perhaps. Let's have a look what's on the other side. Is there one down here? Oh, I nearly missed one there. Let's do another one. So easy as a healer to compare to melee. In what sense? In terms of like it's completely different, really. There's some skinning over here to do. As a crafter, do I have any tips on how to keep track of your profit margin when crafting items that are made from many different mats and buying the mats from the auction house with TSM? The thing I would suggest is to make sure that with your crafting material, your default price, if you go in here and go into your settings and you go to your crafting, make sure your default material cost includes average buy. If you're buying a lot of stuff from the auction house, make sure you have average buy here as one of your options. Assuming it's going to be the minimum out of all of these, then TSM will calculate that as part of the calculation process. That would be the main thing I would suggest. You move to wetlands for farming medium leather, so you can you do them by yourself. Oh, okay. I need to go over to wetlands at some point. Currently Redridge is doing me okay, but it's quite crowded here tonight. Just help them out with one of those. Here's one over here. There we go. Get a few go. Oh, seem to have got some extra over there. We should be okay for the moment. What's up? Found me on YouTube. Oh, you just found me on YouTube. Do I have any plans on making a guide for setting up Sniper for a primary source of income? Vendor cell -1 copper doesn't seem to be very good for high level. Yeah, absolutely. Vendor cell -1 copper is okay to start off with, but you will need to have something a bit better than that. What I'm thinking is, let's wait until we've got some DB region data, and then perhaps we can get some good things going then. But it is certainly my plan for a future video to have a look at sniping. I'd like to cover all the kind of different gold making methods. But the standard operation that comes with TSM at the moment doesn't work because of the lack of DB region market. You could go through and adjust those to be DB market, but with the prices being so volatile at the moment, I would be wary of using those. Score Shane, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Long time no see. Me and the fam doing very well, in fact. How about yourself? Hope you're doing well. How are we doing here? We've got a fair few people around this area. We're all competing for the same things. Let's do a tarantula whilst I'm here, because we do need some crisp spider meat. We need that as well. So average buy, ensure you never buy mats that cost more than that. Still a TSM new meat. Don't worry, take it small and you'll get there. All things will come in time. You need to take it slowly and work your way through the process. Z, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Good to have you here. Oh, we're helping out with that one now, it seems. I'll wait for that to carry on. I'll bring it back for you. Meanwhile, I'll carry on and skin this one. There we go, that's fair enough. Oh, where have we got one? Ah, there you are. Perfect. Trade one for another one, and we'll carry on here. We're going quite fast through the killing process at the moment. We're halfway through level 18 at the moment. Has the ban earlier had a big effect on the economy? Or not really. Not that I've noticed personally, but I've not been that active at this stage, so I don't know for sure. Really pushing your discipline priests, and 431 now, and 4 out of 8 in the palace. Very nice, Scorching. Very nice indeed. Your default material cost method on the settings crafting. DB min buyout, crafting min between the vendor buy and then first vendor buy, vendor sell, DB market crafting, and convert DB market. Is that for that's for the material cost? Oh, right, interesting. Cody, thank you very much for using your Prime. And Vapor Jim, thank you also for using your Prime. Very much appreciated. Thank you, both of you. Very kind of you for your support. Really appreciate it. Let's see a few chefs, Oreos, a bit of everything in the chat. Thank you very much indeed. Really is appreciated. And Caboose, sorry. Thank you very much. 3 of you all in one go. Thank you very much indeed. That is really, really kind of you. Thank you all. Oh, I need to have my my shield on. Hold on. Let's wait for this to finish. Okay, put that back on. Even though I missed out on the 5-second rule there. One of the first people to say the name properly. I need to learn my goal making skills. Well, I'm glad I got it right. I think it's easy to not spot the 2 O's on it, but thank you very much. So how's everyone been finding WoW of late, whether it's retail or classic? Are you still enjoying it is the main question. And if so, what's the kind of thing that you're enjoying the most? Have we got all our scales? Underbelly whelp scales, we haven't quite got enough here. Don't need that. Dire Condor. Oh, looks like it's got me anyway. Let's carry on here. Classic community is the best. This is true. There is a lot of enthusiasm, I find, in the classic community, definitely. You've been loving classic, but mainly because Pile of Friends started a guild, so it's much less quiet than retail. Good idea, simply. Oh, I didn't realise we had to get some tough condor meat. Okay, well that adds it to the list. We'll have to have that as another thing to kill. Okay, I've got lots of things here, so let's get going. Might get a second one, we might have an ad here. Could be difficult. I'll watch my positioning. Don't really want to take two on at once. That one's under attack anyway, so I'll do this one and carry on here. There's a good thing about being a priest and using the wand is there's very little downtime between mobs. Still liking retail a lot. Emerald Palace is still a lot of fun. Is it? Oh, hold on. I got an extra one here. Desperate Prayer, Rejuvenate, Heal. Do that. Shields up. Let's get an eye out on this and get everything going. Whew, that was close. Nearly died there. Don't really want to die if I can help it. Ollie, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Thanks ever so much for stopping by. Right, do that. Skin that. We'll finish up all of these. You're loving Classic. Just make sure I click on these first before I read everything. It's great retail's been bored with, and herbalists seem to have migrated away from your realm. Gold making took a massive nosedive. Yes, I've noticed with me with retail, it has certainly taken a nosedive. And although the strange thing is, I've not actually for the first time recently, I've not actually relisted anything. So I need to go back and do that at some point. Otherwise, I'm not going to make any gold. Also, non-cross server, sometimes you remember someone by name and you've done a quest. Yes, that is one thing I really like about Classic. The fact that you can do that, and you'll start to get to know people on your server, which is really nice. Let's do this one, and we'll do this one. I found the opposite nosedive in your case. I think your normal competition your server is playing Classic. That is also true. Myself, as an example, I haven't relisted any of my auctions on, so people are going to be making use of Shadow Song being slightly quieter for me not having everything on there. But that said, I have just spent a whole load of gold on about 8 tokens the other week, so my gold in retail has taken a huge hit of about 1.8 million. So I'm down to about 2 million on retail, although I have paid for my game time for another 6 months, so that's a good start. Horde side Tower Mill still seems busy. Lots of Raiders and Mythic Plus players. Yeah. Oh, Shadow Song is quiet. Are you noticing that, Will? Yeah, I have noticed my sales have slowed down, certainly. How are you getting on with your Pathfinder, Will? Have you managed to get it yet? You have got it. Oh, excellent. Congratulations. You had a lot of niches open up in the sales in the main game. Oh, that's pretty cool. You're doing all the things in Classic. Oh, brilliant, Mushy. I saw that they did release all the things for Classic, and I thought of you when I saw that. I thought, you'll definitely be doing that. You got 1,600 quests to do, and you got 666 done so far. Wow. That's pretty good going. I'm impressed. Right, how are we doing? Lots of people here still. See if I can get that one before anyone else. Depends. It's a bit of a distance away. We have got someone over there anyway. There's a mining node there. I'll do this one instead. There we go. But nearly at how are you? Thanks for stopping by. A bit shy to ask for lazy stuff, but do I have operations and groups set up? Is your headache whenever you try to do the menu? I do. I do have a paste bin command. Paste bin, and you can find all my ones at the moment are on there. I've just literally today uploaded my first iteration of my classic paste bins. I've just started on tailoring here, but even though if you don't have tailoring, it does kind of apply to other professions if you wanted to use those. It's still early stages yet, but I'll plan on fleshing it out over time. But don't worry about asking, any question is valid. Oops, watch out behind me there. Let's get another one going. I really should have my shield up here. This might take a beating. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we're doing a fair amount of killing here. The levels are working their way through. Levels, I don't mean to say levels, I mean to say... Oh, we've got some crisp spider meat, excellent. I mean to say little sections of XP. What's the word I'm thinking of? It wasn't bubbles, it was something else. Oh, Ignis, how are you? I am on Mirage Raceway on EU Alliance. How are you doing? Good to see you stopping by. Is there a better time to put up auctions throughout the week or the weekend? If you have a look on the Undermine Journal, you can see the heat maps of various things. And that shows you a really good indication of when's a good time and when isn't. But usually midweek, supply is low and demand is high, would be my first instinct. And it's the opposite in the weekend, where supply is high and demand is low. We call them bubbles, yeah, or segments. Okay, bubbles was what I was thinking of, I think. We've got absolutely loads of stuff through at the moment. How's our bags looking? Getting quite full. We've got a lot of black whelp scales here. Yeah, I wonder if they're useful. That just helps you out there. Looks like you're running away, so if I can gain some aggro for you, that would be helpful. There we are. Yes, the Undermine Journal. I'll bring it up in a moment. Let me just get myself to somewhere safer. And I've skinned these as well. I just go over here and risk not dying so much here. And I'll bring one up here. So let's go over here and... So this isn't for Classic, this is the retail version, but the same principles apply. So we're looking at theunderminejournal.com, and here I'm looking at EU Shadowsong, which is my retail server. I put a link to that in the chat. Obviously change that to whichever server you're on. And then if you look at anything on here like Monolite Ore, let me just move this over here. And then make that slightly smaller. So you've got all the different snapshots of the auctions, so the quantity and the price and the average price here. And if you go down here to the pricing heat map, you can see that on Sunday it's more like 11 gold, whereas on a Wednesday it's more like 15 gold. So it's more expensive around this area midweek, so that's a good time to put auctions on. And then you look at the quantity. There's actually more quantity here, 27,000, Thursday 21,000, so there's more competition later on in the week. So looking at this, I would say Monday is also a good time to put things on because there's less quantity on there. And then if you compare that with a Monday, where's the best prices? You could probably go here into Tuesday, would be a good price here that goes a good mix between quantity and price. Would be my main thoughts there. But yeah, that's the Undermine Journal. There is a Classic equivalent. I can't remember the name of it, or it was called something. Gumdrox mentioned it on his last stream. Can't remember what it was. Booty Bay Gazette, that was it. Poor lads at 55 felt like they never dinged. Yeah, it takes ages, doesn't it? Oh, wow. Mianax, thank you very much for resubbing for 3 months. And Vlad, thank you very much for the donation. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you both. That's really, really kind of you. Let's see lots of emotes in the chat for both of you, Mianax and Vlad. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you for your support. Really is appreciated. Oh, thank you, Simply. Right, we're going to carry on with a Gore Tusk, trying for a few bits and pieces here. Sorry for the hand. No worries. How are you doing, Mianix? I hope you're doing well. Just meant to drop the heart. Well, thank you very much, nonetheless. So, how are we doing here? We still need... Oh, there's a condor here. We do need to do condors, so... Let's carry on with these. And I also need to do that. And then I can do this. But watch out for that black dragon whelp. Oh no, someone else has taken care of that one. That's fine. I should be fine here in this area. We're doing fairly decently at the moment with the range of mobs. I'm not waiting for other people to do stuff here. Oh, stunned. That doesn't work. I have to heal myself on that. And then just jump straight in, and this one, I'll loot these afterwards in a moment. Will you level up this priest as Disc Holy or Shadow at some point? I will go mainly Disc Holy, I think. Although once I get to 40 or 42, I may consider swapping over to Shadow just for a few levels, because it's so much quicker. It all depends whether at that stage how much I'm doing dungeons and how much I'm doing solo. If I'm still doing solo, then I'll definitely consider going Shadow post 40. But up until then, I'm going to carry on as a mix of Discipline and Holy, I think. Should be a reasonable mix, I think. From all the leveling guides I've read, from watching people on their streams, that seems to be a decent amount to go for. It's too pure to spec Shadow. Well, I have been Shadow in the past as Samadan in retail, as I was leveling up in definitely in Wrath of the Lich King and Burning Crusade. I think I was Shadow for a lot of that. What's my plan on Classic Retail split going forward? Well, I will mainly focus on Classic because it will take a fair investment of time before I can get myself into a reasonable position for gold making. I want to at least be level 35 so I can get maximum level on professions is my first goal, and then after that we'll see how things go. As far as retail is concerned, I want to keep the gold making going because that's how I pay for my sub, and that's how I buy things like the Warcraft 3 and new expansions and the virtual ticket. So I still want to, at least as a bare minimum, relist my auctions and keep myself restocked. That would be the main focus, really. But I'm planning on most of my time being in Classic simply because it requires a fair amount of time investment. Starting with 50 copper, did 4 gold today passively. Ah, excellent, Vlad. Good start, congratulations. You struggle to get to 25k a day. Interesting. And are you still doing your restocks? I remember you saying it took about 90 minutes a day to do your restocks. But that's definitely a lot lower than what you used to get, wasn't it? Let's do that one. And then I'm going to move over to this one. No, they've got that one there, fine. I think I might just level up in this area by the looks of things. I still haven't got everything that I need to drop. Gore Tusk snouts. I just need 1 more underbelly whelp scale and 2 more Gore Tusk snouts. And then the crisp spider meat. I need a fair amount. I should have bought some from the auction house. There we go. We're all done on the whelp scales. So let's try and focus on the boars for a little while. And then I'll go over to a spider area as well, and that should be reasonable to get my crisp spider meat, and I also need 3 more tough condor meat as well. There we go, there's another snout. That's good. Good luck on that one. Still carrying on with our light leather. So let's move over this area. I remember there being some more spiders over this side. Let's have a look. Is there a thing to be skinned here? I did think I spotted one. Need to get out of the way of the dragons, I think. Go over to the spiders. We've probably got some, what else have we got? Some gnolls to do. I'm not sure if I need to do Redridge, Brute and Mystic we also need to do. So we could move over here for the moment. These are thrashers. They're not on my list. A poacher. Yes, they're on my list. Oh no, that one's been tagged already. Let's do this thrasher whilst I'm here. Might as well keep the XP rolling. No point standing around idle when there's mobs to be killed for XP. Although the thrashers I don't really want. Let's move around a little bit. So, where are we looking at? Great Gore-tusk snouts. There's some more over the other end. There's a... Let's go over the top. Let's have a look at my map. So, Gore-tusk snouts. There's some here. There's potentially some stuff over here I need to do as well. Should be a fair amount of Gore-tusks around here. Looks like my pickings have been taken by a fair amount over here. So it seems fairly popular. Let's try and find a less popular area. And see if we got some over here. There's should be some spiders over this area. I remember seeing those on my way in. We'll do that and then move on from here. So please see me streaming. Calm and friendly here. Oh, thank you very much, Kaido. That's very kind of you to say so. I do try and keep it as chill as possible. So you're more than welcome to stop by. Listen away. No spiders here that I can easily see. So let's head on up to these gnolls. I think we do have a few of these we need to deal with. If we can do a few of these whilst I'm here. I might as well change the pace up a little bit. Need to slay a fair few of these. I was expecting to skin one there. Now last time I was here this was really tricky with 3 of them being in a patrol. So you have to be quite careful with this lot. Which is what I love about Classic. The fact that you do have to be aware of your surroundings and not pull too many mobs at once. Do I play Magic the Gathering? I have played it. I do have a deck. Me and my son play it from time to time. I have a, what was that, Scroll of Intellect there. I'll use that. Oh, more powerful spells already active. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I need to buff myself actually. There we go. But I don't play Magic as often as I'd like. It's good fun though. I do like it. Now, see, these are all grouped together. See if we can split them up a little bit. You've taken one. Let me help you out with one here. That should make it easier. And we've got 2 coming in. Watch out for those. I'll take the mongrel. And maybe we could just fear them both. Keep you done and you done. I might bit off more than I can chew there now actually. Looking at that. Here's this one coming in. Finish that one off and then I can take the thrasher and finish that one off. That should be better. There we go. Going to a pre-release next weekend. Oh, fantastic. I love going to those. I've only been to a couple, but yeah, they're really good fun. Oh, we've got some wool cloth. That's going to be useful. I need to skill up my tailoring with wool, so this is very useful. Let's carry on with a few of these. What can we do to help split up these camps? Let's try one over here as a thrasher and a mongrel. So let's start with a big one here. Do one of those. And then the major's helping out with this, so I can do this one. And we can clear that one in one go. That way the camps are being dealt with quite nicely. 9 out of 10 of the mongrels, so we might have to move on to a different area if we've done all of these. There's one, that's a thrasher. Let's just clear it out of here so we're not dealing with any extra aggro whilst it's here. Oh, we've got a mongrel here as well. Let me just deal with this one. Now I can just heal myself, shield, dot on you, and then wand the rest. Should hopefully keep me alive for a moment whilst everything else comes through. And then I'll probably have to do a little bit of a heal afterwards. No, we're okay. That's fine. Loot up my corpses. That's all of those done. The camp is clear. Nicely done by everyone else. So how are we doing with the... So we still need to do brutes and mystics. And I also need to do 6 poachers as well. And there's some spiders over here, so we can come on over and do spiders whilst they are up. At least do this one whilst I see it. And we'll keep that going. Just want to keep the levelling going here. We're almost 2 bars off of actually getting a ding here. Doing very well. The wand is super powerful. Yeah, it is. It just keeps me going. At this point, we're doing okay. I'm sure as every level I get, its power is going to decrease over time. So it's really good at this point, but it's I'm going to have diminishing returns until I can find myself a more powerful one. And a lot of the ones that I'm looking at for the future are going to be quite difficult to get in terms of like their quest rewards or their dungeon rewards. Have I figured out the low-level enchanting gold making? There's been a few different options I've seen, like making greater magic wands and things like that, and vendoring those, but I haven't actually gotten into doing enchanting yet. I've still got skinning on this character, so it's going to be a future thing. Let's see if I can help you out with a dot as I go past. There's lots of people here looking for all the poachers and what have you. So we're looking to be in a busy area. This is where it gets a bit difficult to actually level up whilst you're fighting for mods with other people. There's a few over here though. They look slightly tough at level 17. Right, let's start with... Let's pre-shield myself. Make sure I've got that. And then we'll start with a Mind Blast. I may have to do a run if they're all shooting at me at this stage. See how I go, that's one done. Gets a heal going. A dot on you and a dot on you. Just see how this goes. I might have to stop and heal. I've got my Desperate Prayer if I need it. Ideally I want to get one done first. And then that other one, I'll get another one going on there, get the one going there. We need to do probably a shield and a renew. and then carry on with my wanding just to finish this off so I don't die too much. That wasn't too bad. Let's just loot this up whilst I'm here. There we go. Okay. Just happy with that. Let's see what else we've got over this side. Nabil, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Or is it still silver making? Very much so. We are currently on 5 gold 49, so we are in the gold territory, only just though. Enchanting Classic is a service industry, so you really need to go hardcore to make money with that. This is true, because without the enchanting vellums, it is more difficult, that's for sure. Is there any more condors over here? Need to find some of those. You're like an actual travelling salesman. Yes, you are. Let's do some skinning if we see any as we go. We want to avoid the dragon whelps at the moment, though. Any more gore tusks? There should be one spawning around here somewhere. There it is. I'll do this one. Try and not get caught out by any dragons at the same time. We'll see how that goes. The problem with me is I prefer not to be spending my time barking out in trade chat as an enchanter. So, especially in when I played vanilla and I was an enchanter then, I didn't. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Got nearly everything. So we're over to crisp spider meat now. Let's do those. See if we can get a few whilst I'm here. Map-wise, they are mainly around here. That's all fish, and yeah, it looks like this is the area I need to be in. So let's head on over, see if we can find some spiders. We're almost at level 19, which is good. I'll avoid that black dragon. If we have trouble getting these, we could always buy some at the auction house. I'm going to need to go back and sell some stuff in a moment anyway. I don't want to go all the way back to Stormwind to do that. There's a spider. If we can get it by killing mobs, it's much, much better. I prefer it that way. I'll keep going for now. There's an add-on in retail that lets you be a vendor. People can right-click your character and it brings up all the things you want to list from your inventory with a price. Interesting, Ollie. That reminds me very much of EverQuest. Sorry, I'm clothy. Sorry. Thanks, but clothy here. Yes, EverQuest. That was how you how you did the auction house. You had to go to the bazaar and park your character there, and put all the items you wanted to sell on your person, and put the price up for them. And so basically, in order to sell your things, you'd have to stay logged on. So I would go to work and leave my character logged on, and hope I didn't get timed out by my ISP at the time. It was good fun. Right, spiders. We're on the hunt for spiders. You might as well take some boars whilst we're here to keep the XP bar flowing. I say flowing, creeping forward I mean really. We're nearly at the right level there. Automated trade deals, removing social interaction, not surprised. BFA kids would like it though. Quit before getting a mount. Possibly, possibly not. I always like to think there's something for everyone and each to their own, and they may have very different reasons for doing things in the game that we may find mystifying. So I try to look at things from all perspectives. But like I said, that was the only way you could do things in EverQuest. So we've got our next thing. So we need Spirit Tap. So we've dinged. Fantastic. Let's carry on for the moment. We still need some spider meat. If I can find some from some nice helpful spiders. That would be useful. I'll go with that one. Low drop rate for spider silk of 5% if you're not mistaken. It's used to make blue stuff, so it's typically in demand. Yes, that would be a good one to keep hold of. Did I actually get some there, spider silk? Or is that, that's a higher up thing really, isn't it? I remember doing that. Was it, not Diamore, what am I thinking of? Blackrock Depths, Lower Blackrock Spire, that was it. Oh, Will, thank you very much for the grats and the resub. Thank you very much. 8 months, that's fantastic. Thank you ever so much for your support. Let's see a bit of everything in for Will. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for your company over that time. Right, how are we doing here? No spiders as yet, and we still need 3 more. Ah, there you are. Thank you, Tarantula, for gracing us with your presence. Apologies, I have to kill you to get your crisp spider meat, but this is how the game works, unfortunately. It's a great little spider clave in wetlands in the low to mid 20s for grinding spider silk. Ah, nice idea. Thanks for sharing, Z. Let's just go do this and skin that. We'll carry on looking for our spiders in this area, at least. Let's see if we've got any more down here. There's a few more around this area. Might be a bit quieter. In fact, I can see one over here. There's someone else over in the distance though, so let's just join in the fun. Alright, let's get going with this. Skill in 1's up to 92 now, even better. And that cave works both classic and retail. Spider silk boots and cloak and such is your go-to grind spot. Has been for years. Good to know. Right, that's one more down. Spiders are also down in this area. Any more around? There might be some down here. There's one over the other side of the ridge. Let's see if we can join in the fun. Get this one going. And then we can start handing some of this stuff in. I'm going to need to because I'm very nearly full on my bags. We're at 5 gold 50. Didn't get anything that time. Oh, there's one over here that's going to oblige me, hopefully. There we are. Those items you get for learning cooking recipe quests are not quest items and therefore are not bound. Might be better to buy them in the auction. Yes, now I was thinking that. I did consider that earlier. I'm thinking time versus XP at this stage. The thing I do like is if I'm not spending too much time running around, which at the moment we seem to be okay, I would rather keep on killing things rather than buying them from the auction house because I can get the XP grinding out the mobs at the same time. But that said, yes, if the drop rate gets too frustrating, then I always have that as an option. This is nice to have. But we're doing okay for the moment. So we're looking at... we need some more condor meat, actually. We've only got 2 out of the 5. We'll concentrate on the spiders. We've got 2 more to get here. Let's carry on with the ones we have. And we'll see what we do at this point. We're nearly used up all our rested XP. You can't quite see it, it's down here behind my camera. But we're doing okay for the moment. We've now finished up all our rested XP. So we're going back into a regular XP territory. So things will slow down from this point here in. But we'll see how we get on. Have a little wander around, see if we can find some more spiders. Spotted one just up there, just over the ridge. We'll work our way backwards and then we'll probably have to go back and sell some of our stuff. although I probably could do with going to Stormwind, because I've got that silk I really want to put into my bank. Keep hold of it for the moment. But how are we doing at the moment? How's our bag space? So we're still okay for now. A couple of slots free. Do I miss my Brutosaur? At this point, I certainly do. I would love to be able to just throw some of this stuff on the auction house or the vendor, definitely. But then that's part of the appeal. That's what makes it what it is you don't have any of these things, and you have to think about, okay, well, I'm going to have to decide whether I'm going to leave my leveling area and go back to the main city. So going back to the main city is kind of more of an event, which is what I really like. Back in the day, using all your rested XP would mean switch to an alt and work on that. Maybe that's why you spent a year leveling to your first 60. You know what? I was very tempted to do similar myself, Commander Bond, for that very reason, just to keep my rested XP going. I could see myself playing various alts. I'd like to get, ideally, if I had the time, which I'm unlikely to have, is to get several characters to 35 to maximise the professions and have every profession. That would be really nice. So don't see anything on the spider front yet. Let's work our way back towards Redridge and the village and see if we can sell some of this stuff, and then we can make a decision whether we need to go to the auction house for the rest of this. It might save myself a little bit of time and frustration, as we've been out here killing for a fair amount anyway. I'd love to get to level 20 ideally today. That would be nice. But so far, there should be a dragon over here somewhere, if it hasn't been killed already. No, nothing there. Right, okay, decisions. I think let's head back. Let's head to Stormwind. And we'll sell our stuff there, and we'll see if we can pick up the missing stuff from the auction house. Give us a chance to stretch my legs. So let's go back to Stormwind. We'll have a look here. Your first did take about 3 to 4 months though. Fair enough. That's the thing, is it took me a decent amount of time, I think, because I was back in vanilla. I was very much a casual player because I had my son was only just born and my daughter was on the way, so I had my hands full as it was. Kuturas, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? Hope you're having a lovely time with WoW, whichever form you're playing. Your 3 alts sitting at level 7, but you just love too much to do in the main game to level them. But yes, they're all getting rested XP bonus for later. Exactly, it gives you a nice little boost when you start, doesn't it? Am I on EU server? Yes, I am, DP. I am on Mirage Raceway on Alliance side. It says arrive at Stormwind and then fly again to Lakeshare. And then we're going to carry on into Stormwind. We're going to ignore the quest helper at the moment. And guild, yes, and we are on a guild, Gold Makers. You're more than welcome to join. I keep forgetting to put that one out. Speak to any of the officers. If we have a look, have we got any officers online at the moment? We've got Jack the Dipper, Sombry, Wismoon, Mushies, Alt, Holy Hammers, and Mianax is an officer. If they're online, you can give them a shout. Anyone who's interested in gold making is more than welcome. Having fun, not doing classic, didn't like the commute time before, don't like it now, that's fair enough. I hope you're enjoying retail then. There's still plenty to do in there. And 3 minutes, you're coming online. Okay, thank you, Lizard. For those that do want to join in. Right, it's very busy here. This is what I love, just seeing all these people around. And these are all going to be names that we'll see throughout, which is really nice. So let's see if I can sell some of my stuff I have at the moment. So what have we got? Let's repair. And so underbelly whelp scale we'll need to keep. I'm thinking of keeping hold of all the leather stuff at the moment. I'm not so sure. The oily black mouth I'd quite like to keep. I could vendor it, but it's like only 4 copper. Definitely would want to put that on the auction house. I think people would want to buy that for alchemy. I want to keep all my cloth at this stage. This would look like, I think vendoring would be a better option. And then the boar ribs, 15 copper versus 52 copper. Most likely not really going to need that. Intestines I don't think I'll need. The snout I need to keep. Chunk of boar meat, I might want to use that in cooking. I'll keep hold of that for the moment. And the liver, maybe. Black whelp scales, market value is 32 copper versus 25. I would have thought that would have been more for some reason. Spider equal, I'll get rid of. Tiny fang, tough condor meat we're keeping. Cracked bill, broken wishbone. Crisp spider meat we're keeping. Large boar tusk I'll get rid of. Thick spider hair, canvas vest. Small claw. The small eggs I'm going to keep for Winter's Veil when that comes around. Just in case I need those. The same as I'm keeping hold of my... I should be keeping hold of my light feathers. I don't think I've sold them yet. I'm sure I had one here somewhere. Or did I sell it? Oh well, no matter, I've got some in the bank. Let's go have a look. Guild Whisper Wismoon. Thank you, Lizard. Very kind of you. If anyone is on Mirage Raceway and does want to join in the guild, they are more than welcome. Oily blackmouth on the auction house. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Or just keep hold of it, definitely. If you vendor all the leather up to level 40, you can have 100 gold guaranteed. Yes, I was thinking that. Although I was thinking of also if there's any leather flips I could do with a leather worker, that would also be useful. You prefer people watching rather than playing it. Fair enough. We are on Mirage Raceway, Solka, on EU Alliance. So things I've got, I'm keeping these bags for when I bought some bank space. I might put that on the auction house, but for the moment I'm just going to keep hold of it. Keep hold of all of these. I'm dragging these over just so that I can get the order right. Underbelly whelp scale we need to keep. I'm not sure about that light hide, but this leather, for now, let's keep hold of them. I'm not sure about the black whelp scales, whether they're useful or not. We'll keep those for the moment. And then these will pop over. And small eggs, yeah, we definitely got some of those. We've got 10 light feathers, keeping hold of those. So crisp spider meat we want to keep. Tough condor meat we want to keep. The snouts. Let's pop that over there. And more leather. We're running out of space in our bank now. The liver I'm not sure of, so I was going to just keep that for the moment. No, I'm not sure yet. Chunk of boar meat. Be the last of my things in here for the moment. Keep my wool and all the bits and pieces of cloth here for the moment. And that will keep. Chunk of boar meat will keep over there. So I'll just clear out my bags a little bit. And then we'll head on over. You'll buy all the leather, will you, Mushy? Okay, fantastic. That's good to know. I'll if you send me some prices, then I'll cash on delivery to you. Wonder how much money Zygold made this month from Classic Players. I bet you they made a lot. I hadn't really thought of using it myself. it wasn't one on my radar until I saw Preach using it, and I really liked the way the interface worked. So I ended up giving the trial a go, and it really suited me in terms of it was minimal, but it gave me enough information just to keep me questing in the right direction. And then I've also got Questy as well, which really helps me with all the other bits and pieces of seeing things on the map. So those combined, I feel like I'm a bit more on top of my journey as it is. Gonna head off. Take care. Thank you very much, Z, for stopping by. Hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. You used it yourself, but you didn't really like it. Okay, but that was interesting. The Murloc sound, first reaction is to run away. You use it on retail, being an alcoholic. Yeah, I think that would be a nice, easy way to just run through the quest. I'd like to try it on retail. I haven't actually tried that yet. Right, so familiar territory now. We're on to the auction house. So first things first, we need to add our data into the pool. So let's do a TSM scan. Let that run through. So we can contribute our auction house data. Let that go. And then it's been extremely buggy today, has it? Okay, interesting. Well, watch out for that one. And then I'm going to need to look for, what I need to do is crisp spider meat. I only actually need one. That's quite reasonable. I can see the scan. It doesn't show me the percentages, but it should show me when it's finished. So I'm just kind of leaving that to run at the moment. I wonder if I can search whilst it's scanning. We'll leave it for the moment. Actually, I don't want to risk messing it up. Just don't bother with the gold part. That's a bit rubbish. Yeah, definitely. Oh, if you interrupt it, you break it. Okay, thank you, Mushy, for the warning. I'll leave it here. There we go. Processing scan results. It's done. Let that run through. And completed full auction house scan. 34,875 auctions. Fantastic. And I haven't got any on myself yet. We're not at that stage yet. I would like to find some decent wool cloth though. So let's just do a quick search for wool cloth because I need to level up my tailoring. 45 copper, that's an amazing price. 60 copper was good, but 45 copper is even better. Let's see if we can find some more. My average buy price is 80 copper, but this is a much better price. So I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy the 14. And 53. Yeah, I'm going to take anything under 60, I think. And I'll take that 5 and that 1. So this is good for leveling up my tailoring, because I need to get myself into a better position with tailoring. So that's a good start. But what I was actually here for was crisp spider meat. Let's have a look at here. So I want a single one, really. So I'm prepared to pay a little bit more for a single one, because I only need one. So I'm going to go all the way down here to 78 copper. I'm going to buy that one. And then tough condor meat. Has anyone bothered selling that? I need... how many do I need? I need 3. So let's start... Wow, 19 silver. That's really expensive. I've only got 5 gold. I need 3. I can see someone's captured the market here. See, this is very tempting in someone in my position. I don't really want to... Now that I'm here, I want to buy these. So for 19 silver, I'm going to have to go for it, I think. Let's see what we do here. What's the actual market value? Market value is more like 15 silver. So that's definitely a good one. If I'm out looking for condors in the future, well, we know what we need to do. This is what we need to do. What my prices I'm looking for on wool and silk. Well, for wool, I'm looking at anything reasonably priced. So for me, that's anything under, say, 60 copper would be, in my eyes, reasonable. And for silk, I'm not sure yet. I'd like to do either heavy, excuse me, heavy silk bandages, or I'd like to do silk bags in the future. Alliance auctions way busier than Horde. We have around 21,000 auctioners. Interesting. Is that on the same server? Agent aside. Blade TV, how are you? Been a while since you stopped by. The classic old is going very well, thank you very much. We're enjoying mainly levelling at the moment. I'm going to take these 3 whilst I'm here. But the gold will come soon once I get my professions leveled up. Silk needs leather as well. Okay, so it's worth hanging on to a little bit of leather from that point as well. Okay, we're down to 4 gold 70. Oh dear. Okay, so whilst I'm here, just in case, I'm sure we probably haven't, but I'm going to do an actual vendor search, just in case. I'm not expecting much here. So 1 silver, 89, 9 copper for a linen bandage. Make myself 20 copper that way. What else have we got here? Medium leather. Vendors for 50 copper. We can buy that for 35. I've got 12 pages to scan here. I'll let that run through first. Depends how much of a difference these are. Vendor sell price on that's 1 copper difference. That's a 5 copper difference. 2 silver, 8. That's a few extra copper. I'll buy that one. And get an extra there. Linen bandage, extra copper. And those are medium leather at 35 I'm going to take if I can. Then these will be all single coppers if we did sell these. So I'm just going to go through, buy those up, because even a single copper, when you times it by 5, becomes 5 copper. So I'll just pick up those whilst I'm here. Might as well pick up the scraps. Oh, you are on the same server. Cost of medium leather. We were just looking at that a moment ago, weren't we? Let's go back. Medium leather. Medium leather. Exact. We've got some here at 34 copper. In fact, there's more of that on. That's another vendor buy coming up in a minute. 61 copper. Market value is telling me 76 copper. So I'll take these 18 once I can scrap them up in a minute. Thank you, Lizard, for the guild invite link on Mirage. Wisp Moon. That's a mouthful and a half. 76 is not correct. It's 63 copper. Is it? Okay. We'll go with that then. My average buy is a lot less than that. I'm going to buy these 18 whilst I'm here though, because those will vendor. I'll take those. Right. Let's make our way up. Oh look, there's a Shadow Priest there. Fantastic. So let's pick up those. Make a little bit of copper along the way. Oh, I'll cod it to you. Okay, Mushy. I'll sort that one out. Not vendor it. I will do. Okay, let's pick up all of this. All of our purchases. I'll have to write that down. I remember. Hold on. Let me just write that on a bit of paper. Medium leather. 63 copper. Cod. Okay. So we'll do that. How many have I got? Medium leather. 20, 49. So let me get my calculator. 49 times 63 is 30 silver and 87 copper. So if I drag in that and that, and 30 silver, 87 copper, and who shall I do it to? Do you want me to do it to the guild one, to Mushy? Is it Mushy or just Mushy the Goblin? I can't remember. I can't remember what we've got on at the moment. Oh, no one's on. Everything's offline. Oh, I think there's a problem with the battle net at the moment, isn't there? It all takes 1 hour. Okay, just Mushy. Okay, let me just type that in. Mushy. Make cash and delivery. Oh, I need to change that again. That's interesting. That didn't work. 30 silver. 87 copper. Do I have to press enter? There we go. 30 silver, 87 copper, 2 Mushy, cash and delivery, medium leather. I've actually got 22 stacks of 20. Not sure that's quite right, because I've got 19 and 20 there. So I think that's an error. So I'll stick with that one. I really want to send these and accept. There we go. That's done. You follow the retail part. Oh, hold on. I missed something. Did I miss something further up? Oh yes, Blade. Sorry, I've missed your question. Do I happen to have a video or videos showing how to set up TSM for classic servers? Been using Auctioneer for a while, and it's good, except you can spend 40 minutes on the Auctioneer scan. Yeah, the Auctioneer scan does take a huge amount of time on Auctioneer, doesn't it? But yes, as Bathroom Buddha said, I have a video series that I'm still working on that goes through all setting up TSM Classic. The latest one that did come out today, so my latest video is the one to look at. If you go on to YouTube, you can see my channel there, and just go to my videos, go to the latest one, and that will show you how I've set up TSM at the moment with the latest version that does have DB market data. But you're more than welcome. Yes, the TSM app does have classic servers. You can see that on here. I have Mirage Raceway Alliance with scan data. Now you do have to contribute your own data to that, so carry on using TSM/TSM scan. No problem, Blade. So whilst I'm here, I need to sell some of my vendor things that I've just bought. So that's going to be the Raptor Hide, the Bandage, and Powerful Mojo. So I'll include all of those, and a thick Murloc scale as well. So those are all vendor items, up to 4 gold, 54 at the moment. This wool cloth I'd like to keep though. So that's an investment for the future. We're going to make that into wool bags or other things to level up with. So I need about 45 bolts of wool cloth in the future. Did we pick up all our condom meat and everything? Tough condom meat, crisp spider meat. Don't appear to have it here. That's a bit odd. I didn't just sell it, did I, by mistake? Hold on. Or put it somewhere weird. I'm sure I actually bought those things. Let me just buy those back. That was all those things. Small claw, scroll of intellect, canvas vest, thick spider hair. No, we didn't do that. So that didn't come through, interestingly. And I'm sure I bought them on the auction house. No, it's right here. I do have them. They're added here. They're 5 of 5. It's just this quest text that isn't showing me. So they're correct in my bags. Okay, so that's fair enough. Okay, we have got it. It's just this quest text is incorrect. Yeah, reload will probably help on that one. How do you link Discord to people in game in Classic? Oh, I'm not sure actually. You can click on next page and see what you sold to vendor. Oh, interesting, Max. I didn't know that one. Oh, excellent. Welcome, Dark Crow. Another new person to the guild. For the Discord, Max, I'm not sure how you can do a link to it. If you look on my Twitch profile, on my page as it's live, if you scroll down, there is the Discord invite link there. If you right-click, copy that, that should give you a clue. I don't know if you can actually can you post links in guild chat? I've never actually tried. Is that a thing you can do? Where's my channel? Let me just see if I can find it. Oh, I'm not actually on my channel. I'm on the creator dashboard. I'll have to have a look at that in the future. Maybe you can do that. I'll have a look a bit later, perhaps. So we ought to fly back to Redridge. As we've done our selling, we've got the things we needed. We emptied our bags. I could probably do with putting some of this away, but I don't have any space in my guild bank. Am I going in the right direction? Yes, I am. So I need to go up here. You can post links as text. Okay, so you just do it as text and people can do that. Thank you, Darko. Griffin Master, where's the Flight Master? Are you hiding under here? Where are you? You're there. I need a ride and lake share. Another 1 silver 89 for the flight. That's expensive. Okay. Same as in regular WoW. Whoever doesn't use the Pratt add-on. I've never used that one. I've never really been involved in a guild in retail other than with gold making purposes and the extra storage I need. Okay, so my aim was to get level 20. We're quite a long ways off of that. So I need to hand in some of these quests and then see what the next stage is. Killing some Redridge poachers, we still need to get 3 of those. And then we can probably move on to a little bit further. We've got Redridge Brute and Redridge Mystics to do. Iron Pikes, Iron Rivets, Spotted Sunfish, selling fish. Did I sell those fish? Hold on, I might have made an error there. I might have sold those to a vendor. We'll have a check of the vendor when I'm back at the flight point. I've got a horrible feeling I have actually just vendored that Spotted Sunfish. I have to check that quest. What was the quest? Selling fish. Bring 10 spotted sunfish to Dockmaster in Lakeshire. Bring me a batch of 10 and I'll barter well for them. If you can't fish yourself, then you can get them off the Murlocs. Oh, okay. So it's either from the Murlocs or fishing for them. I can do that. Just copy pasted the link. Not sure people can click it. Yeah, I don't think they can click it, but they'll have to. Just copy it down. Oh, we've got Midnight is asking for an invite. So /G in. Hold on. Invite. How do we do that? Oh, whoops. I messed that up. /G invite. And then you can shift click a name, can't you? That should work. There we are. Fantastic. Welcome. More the merrier. Right, so moving on, we need to do poachers. So let's rebuff myself up. You got but most people don't. Yeah, I think that'd be one of the things. If other people don't have it, it would be tricky to integrate something like that, wouldn't it? Right, poachers. Where are the poachers? Says there are some down in the camp down here. Oh, this is the one on the other side of the path. Okay, how are we doing here? Mongrels, there are a fair amount of. Looks like we have a fair amount of competition here. Mongrel will have to do for now. I'll carry on doing what we can. Ideally, we want to get into a group with people here. That's a poacher. Quick. We only need 3 of them though. So this should be fairly quick. That's 1 down. Looks like we have a fair amount of competition. Let me go over this area where there are less people and wait for some respawns. Now, last time I was up here there were 3 over here which we did quite successfully. It depends how quickly they respawn. Don't really want to spend too long hanging around, so as luck would have it, one appeared just in front of me. Maybe that's streamer luck, I'm not sure. Any possibility of streaming more than once a week? Well, that is certainly something I'd like to build up to in the future. At the moment, it makes for a good balance between this YouTube work and my family. So at the moment, the one stream just about works. But I would like to do more. I'd have to either work less or see my family less. Of which of the 2, working less would be preferable. But obviously, I actually need to pay for my mortgage and family and everything. So, oh wow, everyone came in at once. Let's take the poacher and hope for the best on this lot. And the mongrels are all in, so I'm going to have to psychic scream out of this. Got 1 still on me. I need to make sure you're still buffed. Get 1 down. Right, now we'll run away. Heal myself up as best I can. Still got the mongrel after me. Okay. Right, now they've evaded, that's fine. And we can get back into the action. Let's just finish this one off. There we go, at least got 1 down. Oh, got an extra 1 on me. Finish off the thrasher. Should be alright with my wand on this one, I think. That should be fine. There we are, a little bit of extra XP. And did we get everyone? Right, there's a mongrel, I'll avoid that. We need the poachers, ideally. Everyone's in. So that's fine. And we did have a corpse down here somewhere. I thought, there it is. Can't forget that one. Now, hopefully, there'll be some more respawns up here. That would be ideal. Or did we get all the poachers we needed? We turn in. Yes, we did. Oh, fantastic. Didn't spot that. We're all done. So let's go hand in. There we go. Might as well do this as we go. We've got 2 bars of XP. Knoll Spittle. Interesting. So handing in over there. Assessing the threat, and then we should hand in other things. Oh, we actually are infected wound. Now I do have cure disease, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I picked that up. Yes, we did. Let's get rid of that. It's always a good thing to have. Any of this needs skinning as we're running past. Couple here. Get myself some extra scales. Oh no, those one's disappeared. I'll do this one. That's some light leather. And there's another black whelp here as we go past, which we will do because we're going to aggro anyway. And it gives me a little bit of extra XP as I go. All the copper is very important, exactly, one little bit at a time. Tiny Fang, and then hand in over here, assessing the threat. You know what, you can shuffle with leather. What's that? Silver? Oh, sorry. Sivler. Got the letters around the wrong way. Okay, so that's done. Let's hand in these. Head over this direction. We're at 3 bars of XP. Or 3 bubbles of XP. And in the rest of my quests, which ones are you over this one? This is grey rather than being correct, so why is that? Okay, we haven't done that one yet. We need to do this one over here. Wrong person. Okay, choose your reward. We can't wear either of them, so let's go for the most expensive. 4 silver 40 or 2 silver 62 has a disenchant value apparently of potentially 7 silver 33. Main chance of getting strange dust from that. I'm not an enchanter yet though, so I'm going to go with the vendor one first. So we'll take the black whelp boots and go with that one. That's a load of XP on that one. And now we need to do the spotted sunfish and murloc fins. So spotted sunfish, if there's a fishing pool, we should be able to fish some up. If my skill is high enough, which it may not be. I've got no idea how good my fishing is in terms of fishing out of here. Probably is going to be quite random though. Let's just do a test. How's my fishing? It's only like skill level 1 or 2. So I'll give it a go. Skill not high enough. I figured that would be the case. Okay, so let's carry on. We need to do the murlocs instead, which is all over here. So let's head over in this direction. Should be called nibbins. I always like that with when talking about computer memory and things like that. I love the fact that you've got sort of like megabytes, megabits, and all that, and then you've got a byte is 8 bits, and half a byte is a nibble, which I always liked, which is 4 bits. Alright, looks like someone's... Are you skinning or are you fighting? If you're skinning... Yes, you are skinning. I didn't want to intrude as they were standing next to the corpse. There's poachers over here. I could have gone and done them there. A lot less contested, it would seem, there. Throat's going croaky. Right, where are we at? We're at the murlocs here at the moment. Okay, Ollie, thanks ever so much for stopping by. Have a great week yourself. I hope your all goes well with you. It looks like we have a fair amount of competition here. How's everyone doing? All the murlocs are under attack. So I'll probably have to do some of the outer fringes over here. Let's see how we get on with our murloc killing skills. See what happens. You too, Vlad, thank you ever so much for your donation earlier. I hope to see you again soon. That's not going to be helpful. The tide caller's healing. Okay, sorry tide caller, I'm going to have to do that and heal myself, as I am also a healer, but I don't want to aggro another Murloc, so we're going to move out this way. Wait for that to go through, do that, and redot you, and redot. Oh, you've come right back. Okay, that's not going to be useful. Right, okay, let's just see what we can do. We've got 3 minutes left on our Desperate Prayer, so I might have to do a quick lesser heal, just a minor one there, and then a renew on myself, and then do that, and that should do me for the moment. Then we've got a couple of Murlocs done. Murloc fins and Murloc eyes, but nothing that we wanted there. So let's carry on. Thankfully we should have enough mana just to carry on here. Seems to be a fair amount of people over in this area. Hardest thing is what's the drop rate of these things that we're after. I wish my fishing skill was a bit higher. Maybe I'll have to go back and learn some fishing a bit better. I wonder how long it would take me to level up my fishing. That's an interesting one. Right, we've got some spotted sunfish, 1 of 10. Okay, that's a start. It looks like we've got a fairly reasonable spawn rate on this, even though there's lots and lots of people around. Murlocs can be quite tricksy in packs, so we're probably in a better position this way rather than everyone else dying quite rapidly. Seem to have a rapid enough respawn rate that we're doing alright. What level is my cooking? Now my cooking is only 1 or 2. I've barely done anything on it, so that does need to be looked at. Oh, there's another one straight away. Let's carry on with that. Keep you going. Then we can loot both of these. Fish and cooking level really well together. Yeah, that is true. I'll need to look up some guides to get myself in a good position for that. But oh, there's another sunfish. That's good. But yeah, I think that's a good shout. Cooking and fishing would be useful. Then I can use the things I fish up to help with my cooking and do them both together. I've seen a few good guides on it. Plenty of Murlocs here at the moment. Plenty of other people around as well. I mean, what can you shuffle with leather? I hear people talk about the Hillman's shoulders. Excuse me. If you can craft those cheaply enough, you can vendor them. That's the first one I've heard of. Any further than that with leatherworking, I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it myself any deeper than that. He just healed himself. Let's carry on. And there's another one there. Straight in, out of one combat into another. No need to drink as a priest, which is really, really handy with a priest and a wand. As long as I'm careful, that's the main thing. Right, okay, loot that one. Milk, and this one gives me 1 more sunfish. We're up to that many, so that's good. 3 so far. Should be a fair amount of killing. We're actually doing not too bad in terms of XP gains on this front. Obviously slower because we're not got any rested XP. There's a condor over there. I'm tempted to try that for the meat. Oh, we've got a clam as well. There we go, let's try this condor. Might be able to make some gold with a bit of meat on the condor. See if I can pay back from myself. Oh, got stunned. Need to remember that. If you get stunned, I have to reapply my wands. And now I need to shield myself and heal myself. Small egg, that's still useful. Right, I spy a murloc. A tide caller again, so let's go through that. Try and think about timing actually. How am I doing? 9:55. Do this whilst I'm here. I want to make sure that I allow enough time at the end to do story time. I want to finish a little bit more of our novella at the end. There's another sunfish, so I'll carry on with this bit for now. Seem to be doing quite well with these murlocs. We're up to 5 out of 10 already, so that's really good. So if we can get another 5 of these from these murlocs, as well as the XP from them, and then we might have to move on to... we also have to collect 3 murloc fins. I thought we had those. Oh, I certainly thought we had one of them. Oh, we do. We got 5 out of 8. So we need some more of these. So keep on with the murlocs. There's one more. They're being done. Okay, let's stay in this area. Let's get the deeper ones over this way. Ideally, I don't want to go in there swimming for the corpses. I've got a shore striker coming in. Oh no, thankfully he's been pulled away. I'll go further in, and then we'll take this other one that's out here. And then we'll have the 2 versions next to each other. There we are, that should be in. Done the Hillmans, I think about 1,500 times. Oh wow, okay. Oh, that's huge. Small barnacle clam. Might as well open up these clams. See if you get anything tasty inside. Clam meat. Do this one. Let's do this and carry on wanding. Just checked, 2035. Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Anything extra? Slimy murloc scale. Tide caller. Carry on here. Try and get some more done whilst we're here. Oh, interesting, he healed him, and now he's healing him. That's brilliant. Didn't quite get there enough, though. Okay, so 7 of 10. We're doing well. Got continuous killing practically here. I would be tempted to do a second one here, even though I've got the aggro. I want to focus on one, burn them down with my wand, and then heal myself. Dot you, and then reapply my shield, and then carry on with this. Now hopefully I'll get the aggro of this one once he's come through. Desperate Prayer is ready should I need it. We're back here. We can shield, regen, dot, do a quick little heal, and then we can carry on with the wands. That should hopefully keep me in enough health and mana to be fine. Just got to remember to loot all these corpses afterwards. Oh, no time for resting. We're going to carry on. Looks like I've got an extra one on my back. Saw the spell coming through there. They're going to get healed as well, so watch out for that. I should really do the Tide Caller first. Desperate Prayer might have to come in a second. Right, it looks like we've got that at the moment. That should be enough. Phew, that was lucky. Right, do a Murloc Fin. We got one of those, that's useful. And do this one. I think there was a third one that I should be able to loot. Where do you run off to? There it is, over there. Okay, that's better. Okay. Last time we checked, there wasn't one. Depends on how expensive you buy. You buy all medium up to 63, so that's your threshold. I see. That would make sense. And you keep checking for medium highs and grab what you can. Like I was able to quite easily earlier. It does seem to be one of those things that people will put up cheaply. And if you know your values, then you can go through and get a decent amount. Alright, let's try. I'll try this one. And then they can do the other one. And hopefully between the two of us, we'll be able to kill both. Right, that's just a barnacled clam. No, we're not, we're just here. So how are we doing? We are 8 of 10. How did I heal back up there? I think someone else healed me earlier. Because I wasn't quite sure for that. Someone's over the other side, hold on. When I was under a lot of duress by all the others, I think I got an extra heal. I didn't see though, if I'm honest. I need to renew my buffs at some point. All these Murlocs getting healed though. Take that one. Let's redo my buffs whilst I'm here and I remember. I'll do this one over here. There we go. Voodoo works in Classic. Interesting, Minix. I would like to try that. I didn't have much luck setting up Voodoo as a druid, but I do use it a lot as Samadan in retail. But that said, I'd like to sort of just learn to heal a bit better anyway, and be on top of my spells. Maybe using some mouse over macros. Kind of the pace with healing is lower, is slower rather in Classic, which is quite handy. Right, you're going to be my last one, I'm sure. Let's try this. 9 of 10. Need one more to go. We'll get this batch done. And we'll have a look. I think I've got all the Murloc fins I need. Yeah. Before I can do that, I have to kill this one because you're in the way. Sorry, Shore Striker, but use Healbot. I do like Healbot actually. It is a bit simpler than Voodoo. Voodoo can be a little bit trickier, but Healbot, yeah, I'd vote for that. I have used it before in the past. Okay, we're done on that one. Okay, and we've done all our spotted sunfish, so we don't need any more of those. So we can move on out of here, and we need to go do the battle-worn axes. Kill Blackrock enemies in this area. Okay, this could be tricky. This could be tricky indeed. Alui, thank you very much for the follow. Very kind of you. Really do appreciate it. Modoza Hori, just want to thank me for my classic videos. Very helpful. In a queue. Can't wait to implement the latest video. Oh, that's very kind of you to say so. I hope you find it useful. Thank you, Lizard, for the the guild link if anyone does want to join our guild on Mirage Raceway. Lizard has a Wisp Moon character is up there and is an officer, and we'll be able to invite you. Anyone who's interested in gold making is more than welcome. There seems to be a complete carnage over here of condors. Let's see what we're doing over here. Let's avoid the whelps. We need to do the orcs now. Last time I came over here was to visit the skinning trainer, and I got absolutely killed by these Blackrock orcs. So hopefully I'm going to be able to do a little bit better this time. I'll try my normal rotation for now. So we're looking for the Blackrock axes here. The battle worn axes rather. I've got quite a run on them. That's going to be interesting. Wow, level 21. This is going to be slightly harder. See how hard they hit me. See if my standard rotation works, or whether I'm going to have to incorporate some spells as well. If you're able to play it on EU, you would. Oh, fair enough. I know it's not easy, everyone being across the pond. We can pick off the stragglers, that's fine. The hard bit is going to be if we get packs of them and patrols. So I'll just try and keep my wits about me and see what we can get in this area. We've got some good. We're almost halfway through this level, so we're not doing too bad. Obviously, we're going to have to hand some stuff in. Oh, I didn't realise we're actually full on everything there. We need to finish off our clam shells. Need to deal with that. Hold on. That's one way to fill your bags up. All that clam meat still in a shell. Okay, that's a little bit better. Mainly copper from these. Right, okay, we've got two very close to each other here. Not sure if I can take two in one go. And then we've got packs of them. Look at this massive camp. That's really, really difficult. That's interesting. Captured servant of Azora, specialist tailoring supplies. Well, that's interesting. I wonder what they sell. Okay, here's a single one. I'll do you whilst I'm here. I'm intrigued now. What does that tailor sell? I don't think I can clear that camp very easily though. Here we go, look, there are packs of two. This is going to be tricky. I guess I could fear one. Let's try this. Let's front load my shield and start with the Mind Blast. And then dot the other one. Fear them both. And one's the one with the lesser. Wait for him to come back. God, they run far. That's the main problem actually. That's going to be my main issue here. I'm going to have to shield myself here. Dot you. Dot you. Wand you. Hope that other one doesn't bring back some friends. No, they did die. Saw the XP pop up there. Going to have to shield myself and heal. Hopefully I just let my wands do the business first. Then I'll heal myself. Spirit Tap won't have an effect unfortunately. And then see if we can get some axes. Again, we've got two here, so this is going to be tricky to split those. Let me just up my buff here. I want to just loot that first. Oh, there we go. Battle Worn Axe, got another one there. So, okay, tricky splitting maneuver here. I want to get this single one first. Whilst you're here, bring you over this way. And then we can look at splitting some more of these pairs as they come to me. A reasonable amount of XP from these. These actors are fairly low drop rate, it would seem. Managed to resist my dot there. Just trying to clear the camp in a steady area. The patrols is the hard part. And then let's find, okay, this is looking slightly tricky, that camp. I'm not sure how I can split that easily. Will I end up pulling all of those? It looks like I might. Let's move around the edge. See if we can just circumvent a few of these. Let's get a few on the edges. I feel the Pacer Classic is much more to my liking compared to retail. I think you're right, Ignis. I do like it, I must admit. That's probably what the appeal is. I feel like I'm less frantic and less button mashing, whereas in retail, especially when I was my druid and other characters that I was less familiar with, I felt like I really was just mashing buttons without any real concern or care for what I was actually doing. I'm going to watch out for patrols. I've got a feeling if I get jumped whilst I'm edging my way in here, it's going to hurt. And I've also got to watch out for them running away. There's a cave here as well. Oh, Raider's Belt of the Bear. Okay, just managed to catch that one before I went too close. Should be able to split these out fairly easily. Where's that other one that's hiding over there? Let's go around the side. And then you're just here in time. I think this is... oh, hold on. Here's a problem. Let's kill that one first. Dot you, shield myself. Dot you, heal myself. Psychic screen. Move out the way, because I don't want to get any extra aggro. Where did they run off to? That's my main concern. Yeah, I got some extras. That's the main thing I wanted to do. Avoid. Do that one and that one. Shield myself. Renew myself. Let's get a quick heal off at the moment. I might have to do a bigger heal. This could be worse. Actually, let's just do Desperate Prayer. Renew. And another shield. Psychic Scream, we do have another one available. Oh, they've evaded anyway. Okay, we're out. We're out of the danger zone. That was lucky. Let's do a quick drink whilst we're here. First time I had to do something. Mining's interesting. I didn't know you could mine one node up to 4 times, but only 1 skill point per node though. That's interesting, I had forgotten that. Something you noticed worth quite a bit on your server at least is the iridescent pearls. Oh, okay. What are the pearls used for that makes them expensive? Right, I'm going to have to do 2 again. They're right on top of each other. Let's pre-shield myself. And do the other one. Move out a little bit. Oh no, there's an extra one there. Oh, didn't really want to do a smite, but I might as well whilst I'm here. Heal, and let's get the wand going. I really need to redo my dots though. That would help me a lot here. shield, dot. Is this going to be close? I don't have enough to psychic scream. Heal myself. This is going to hurt. I'm going to die. Healing potion. And run in the right direction, hopefully. I need more mana. Okay. I've popped everything. Shielded my armor as best as possible. And just run. For the moment, we need to go somewhere safe. Okay, we're safe. That was close. Okay, now I'm going to drink again. Hopefully I don't get any aggro whilst I'm waiting here. Golden Pearls is going for a lot too. Hard to get though. Yes, I heard about Golden Pearls. That's definitely a good one to do. Which you could play on Classic and Retail at the same time. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I was very tempted at one point to get myself a second account for that very reason. Alright, back to the beginning. We have to go back to the stragglers, as they've all respawned. And we don't want to get too caught up in those groups again. This is interesting. Cutting leather to a guy, but the auction house pays more now and sells super fast. Fair enough. And go with whichever market suits you. We are really full at the moment. We're going to have to do something with this. I might have to go back, and I wish I could visit that. Oh, there's a skinning person over here. Over in this corner over here. I could probably go over to them, work my way through. I could sell to them. That's why you always offer your maximum price. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Give them the maximum amount possible, but also make sure it's still worth your while. Is this my main tune? On Classic it is. I played Samadan for all my time in Vanilla, so I might as well relive the experience on Classic as a priest, human priest. I'm having a lot of fun. I would like to have some alts though. That is something to think about for the future. But with the speed of my levelling at the moment, I'm only level 19. It's going to take me a long time to get anywhere reasonable, simply because I don't have enough hours in the day to play Classic. This is kind of like the longest concentrated time I've been able to play Classic for a while. I missed a mob, a lootable mob over there. Let's make sure I get that before the end. Let's heal myself whilst I'm here. Wait for my net to finish. There it is. So loot that one, and hopefully there's an axe here. That would be nice. There is. Fantastic. Oh, and a grunt's just appeared, not appeared. Right. Let's hope I'm not too much in the zone of patrols at the moment. Having more fun this time around. I think so. I think with the state of the game as it is, with the extra add-ons that we've got now, the quality of life improvements, I can see how that's the case. I am on Mirage Raceway. We do have a guild, as Mushy said. Whisper Moon is one of the officers who's online at the moment. Lizard in chat. Give them a whisper if you would like to join. Excuse me. Right, we're over halfway XP wise now. Let's see what we can do here. Let's try and get a few of these done. Oh, we have an Oreo appearing. Haven't seen you all stream, Oreo. Let's pop your camera back on. There we go. Oreo has appeared. He's come to join us. There we go. I'm not sure if you can hear him purring, but he's going like a train at the moment. Right, I've got 3 hits left, so let's up that one. I remember last time I was running through here, it was so scary seeing these at level 21 when I was level 17. So it makes a big difference now that I'm 19 and actually considering these enemies now. Interesting. Just invested 3 gold 71. Oreo's come for story time. Yep, he definitely has. I will definitely get that going today. Oh, I meant to go backwards and I went forwards. Whoops. Okay, we will need to move over here. Okay, that's a better position. Oreo and Samadan's classic cold milk. That's a good combination. I need to heal myself. I'm letting myself get too many hits here. Wait for you to go, and then I'll gain on that. I'll do this one here. Got another axe. We're doing well on the axes. I need to work my way through this camp to the other side, so I'm going to take this one out. And then I need to work my way that way, and then up to the other side. I think that should be easier. Oh wow, Danny, thank you very much. That's 16 months. That's amazing. Thank you very much for your support. Really is appreciated. How have you been, Danny? Thank you ever so much for stopping by. Let's see, lots of all the emotes for Danny and your continued support. Really, really excellent. And the cheer as well, the 300 bits. Thank you very much. Subway 100. Thank you very much indeed for your support. It's very, very kind of you. We are just working our way through Classic at the moment. Trying to avoid this patrol over here. And this patrol coming in here. We need one more axe, but we do need to deal with our... Oh, he's just looking at me now. Oh, we might get the ad here. No, we're safe. I'm going to bring you in anyway, as we're here. Oh, you got the Rod of Sorrow. What's that? Wow, look at that. 38 damage per second wand. That looks good. Never sell that one. I'll keep it. Oh, that's the fastest wand in the game, isn't it? That wand. Or it's like Tomcat. He can make add-ons too. That would be handy, wouldn't it? Did I get all my axes? Yes, I did. Okay. So now we need to go and turn this in, which is all the way over there. I've got a few things to turn in. So yeah, let's work our way back. We could Hearthstone back. That might be easier as we're so far away. Let's make use of that. Have just dinged 40. Still nowhere near enough gold for the mount. Already, congratulations. Congratulations on your level 40. That's a great achievement. How are you doing, Oreo? Right, okay, so we've got a few things here that we could probably sell. Laced mail boots, battered mallet. Just want to clear some space here mainly. Mail vest, black welt boots. Those are the quest reward. Medium hydrokeeping, tiny fang will get rid of. Null spittle will get rid of. Slimy murloc scale. Don't think I need those. Those can go. I've got plenty of milk, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Haunch of meat I'll get rid of. The eyes, the clam meat. The Raider's Belt of the Bear. BOE mail. Market value 8 silver. Vendor sell of 3 silver. Min buyout is currently 14. Bear is good, is it? Okay, that's for the auction house. Okay. And Spellbinder's Vest. That's actually... I've already got one on me, actually. Spellbinder's Vest, 30 armor and 5 intellect. That doesn't seem too bad, actually. 30 armor. What have we got? Market value of 12 silver. Depends on how many people want that one. Cracked Bill we can get rid of. Murloc fins we're keeping. The eyes we'll get rid of. That'll do. Look at the button in vendor. Click the other page to see what you sold. On which one? On that one's the cells here. If I just right click that, that re-brings them back. Or am I missing something here? Oh no, buyback. Ah, I see. Aha. Ah, fantastic. That's brilliant. I hadn't spotted that. Thank you, Meanix. That's very useful. Then you can see everything all at once. Very handy indeed. Okay. I'm not sure about this Spellbinder's Vest. I'm thinking of selling that one. Vendor sell is 3 silver. But I wonder if I could do with setting up some groups for that. So I'll keep it for now. You might as well. Okay, so handing in some quests. Let's go through this, see how we get on. So first one is over here. Inside the building, Chef Brianna. Chef Brianna, and there we go. And next one, destroy or sell these items. Great Cortex Snout and Condor Meat. I could sell that one, I guess. They are no longer needed. I could sell that one to anyone here, the cooking trainer. Now we'll go outside and do that one. There's no one here to sell it to. I'll mark that as complete and move on. Turn in selling fish, which is over here. Shucksy Doodles, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. Get a banker so I can mail it off to. I do have one actually, called Storage, or Storage, because I had to put an extra R in it and have more bag space whilst playing. That's not a bad idea. I think I'm at that point now where it would be useful, certainly. Let's go through and turn in Blackrock Menace. We're doing very well on the XP bar here. I'm liking this. I should have gone and sold a few things in a moment, but what questing add-on am I using? I'm actually using the paid one Zygor at the moment, as well as using the free one Questy. The Zygor one just helps me with a bit of direction and handing in the quests, which is really handy. Do I want to accept that one? Okay, so our next areas are up in the north. We need to collect the iron pikes from these guys. Baying of Knolls. And we've also got Baying of Knolls over here. So we need to kill the Redridge Brutes, Redridge Mystics, and collect 5 iron pikes. How are we doing for bag space at the moment? Murloc fin soup. There's a recipe here that's going to be useful. I want to keep hold of that. The Murloc fins, we'll probably want to keep those if we want to make Murloc fin soup. Small dagger will be for selling. That's also another cooking recipe, so I want to keep those. Small eggs I'm definitely keeping. That I'm keeping. So we're going to sell that. I don't need all these potions, so I'll sell that one. Fish liver oil I'll get rid of. Excuse me. And goulash. those will sell. Medium hide will keep. Not sure what that is. You sent off everything. Quest items block themselves. No, so I sent an item. Should still have. Just mail it back for an hour. Don't forget to do the cooking quest in Darkshore and Teldrassil. I don't think I picked up those ones yet, but I will definitely go for them. Artisan cooking, you're stuck at 150. Check out WoW Professions data. I'm sure they should have one there. I did go to Dionysus once, and that was to pick up my staff skill. But that was it. I think, looking at this, I would really like to get to level 20, but I'm conscious of the time, and I remember saying that I was going to do some story time at the end. Basement in Stormwind. Okay. It's a book, is it? Oh, okay. Let's go to the inn. And what I'll do is I'll go get myself some more water because I'm going a bit croaky here. And we'll get ourselves set up for a little bit of story time. Let me just sell these things that I want to get rid of. The oil, that potion, and that. So yeah, I do need to get myself a banker so I can send all of this stuff off. Let's get rid of this snout. I'll leave that one for the moment. I'll keep all of that. And the boar meat I'd like to keep. I'm not sure what I need to do with this note. I think I need to hand that one back. Yes, the Defiance Brotherhood complete. So I need to go back to Westfall for that one. And then I've got Baying of Knolls and Everstill Bridge. And that should take me to level 20, I think. No, I missed all of those. So I'm going to go back onto that. I'm just going to miss that one. I was just skipping ahead on my quest guide there. And I think I'll stick with this one for the moment. That should be fine. Right, let's park myself to where I was when I started. And then we'll do a little bit more of Samadan Storytime just at the end. But I'm going to go get myself some water first. I'll be back in a moment. In the meantime, let's put on my new BRB screen. Hold on, let me mute that one. And that one. And I'll be back in a moment. Okay, we're back. So let's go back to my scene. There we go. And desktop audio back on. Okay, so for my finishing up of the stream, what I'd like to do is read a little bit more of the BFA Collector's Edition novella that I've been reading. Well, it seems like I've been reading for a whole year now. going through it bit by bit. Eventually I will collect it all into one story. The last time I was here, so we're coming up to conflagration, which is a very nice little picture at the end there of basically things burning, which is obviously not good. Chris Cryo Spike, thank you very much for the follow. You've just joined us as we're about to have story time. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to be reading from the novella. Let's just see how long it is. And it does have some poetry in it, but I'm not sure I'll actually read that. Oh, I certainly won't be singing it anyway, that's for sure. So we'll go through this, and hopefully this will be a nice way, chill way to end of the stream. So we're on part 5, conflagration. I think what I'll do is actually just not have the background music on looping, or just leave that as it is. That way Samadan can be doing story time. It's just Alt Z this. There we go. Right. Need to go to Menthil Harbour. Takes you to Darkshore, but that's for the going through for each one. Okay, right. Conflagration. The tree has fire for leaves and skeletons for branches, and its roots feed only upon the ashes of the dead. The winds that sigh through it now are the cries of the dying, and this song, this lament for horrors unspeakable, for cruelty unimaginable, for the life and beauty and grace that once were and shall never be again. The Stormwind night was alive with controlled chaos. Even in an evacuation, when the night owls could be forgiven for being terrified and out of control, there was no screaming, no violence, no crusher bodies crowding one another in a stampede to safety. The cathedral could hold no more refugees, not even in the darkest corners of its extensive catacombs. The inns had 10 to 15 in each room. Even certain areas of the keep were filled with silent, stoic Kaldorei. The flood spread to seemingly every surface of the city, continuing down through the Valley of Heroes and spilled out most of the way to Goldshire. Malfurion was resting comfortably. Tyrande had been loath to leave his side, but when he was deep in a true restful sleep, she had risen to accompany Anduin as they kept vigil at the Mage Tower portals. The Magi had not slept for days, keeping the portals open. They subsisted on conjured food and drink, and the priest's continual blessings. Gen had not slept either. Anduin had watched, concerned as Gen's everyday gruffness had turned harsh with worry. Mia had obviously anticipated this, sending letters along with the refugees, who were all too happy to deliver them. Gen was respected by the Kaldorei, but Mia was beloved. But as the crowds increased, the frequency of the letters decreased, and when Tyrande had returned with a badly injured Malfurion and briefed Anduin on the situation, Gen was so distraught and furious that his control slipped, and he began shifting into his Warden form. He halted the change only with a visible effort. "She is close to a portal," Tyrande had said. "She will come through when she is ready." She had placed a kind hand on Gen's arm. "She is doing much good." "She can do good here," Gen had snapped. "I should go and bring her back myself." But he had not. Not yet. Not if Mia did not appear soon. Gen would no doubt make good on his words. Anduin couldn't blame him. Velen had taken Gen away from the wizard's sanctum, saying that the Magi needed space for the refugees. Gen and Velen were now below at the tower's exit, directing the increasingly heavy flood of confused and frightened night elves. Anduin had promised Gen that the instant Mia arrived, he would send her to where her husband had anxiously waited her. He hoped that moment would be soon. The first volley of the siege engine struck true. Rotherham village, its docks crowded with night owls, was the first to be consumed. Those not killed outright tumbled into the water, screaming in agony as the cold brine brought not relief but only further shock, then death. The arcane-touched payloads crashed into the branches of Teldrassil, each bough the size of an ordinary tree itself. The fire caught quickly. Shaman in Darkshore conjured winds to amplify the flames. Sparks danced like vicious imps from bough to bough, leaving crackling crimson and orange in their wake. The inferno climbed eagerly upward, the flames spreading. The surface of Lake Alameth glowed with reflected hues of a black and scarlet sky. The conflagration spread north to Dolinar, east of Starbreeze village, and west to Gnarlpine Hold, and thence to Darnassus. The wooden buildings of the tradesman's terrace burned quickly, but the implacable fire was thwarted, albeit only briefly, by the stone and water of the great city's heart, the Temple of the Moon. Then the flames leapt to the temple gardens, and the boughs, bending over the temple, too caught fire. The horrible reek of burning wood and flesh struck Mia like something physical. She doubled over, coughing, her eyes watering, her ears ringing with the din of screaming from outside and inside the temple. She heard a dim, booming sound underneath the noise of terror. Beside her, Astari, Laria, and the other priestesses had frozen in sheer horror. Their senses were sharper than Mia's by far. Cold fingers closed around her heart and squeezed. She did not know what information they had gleaned. Her moment of ignorance vanished. Her voice from the entrance of the temple screamed, "We are under attack. The tree is on fire." What have I done? Teldrassil, the crown of the earth, the illumination of its branches enormous, and hitherto a sanctuary, bathed the water and the land with an orange glow and grotesqueries of shadow. "Now you understand," the Banshee Queen had whispered into Delaran's ear before she did the unthinkable. But the Dark Lady had been wrong. "I understand nothing." Delaran's grief and guilt raged as fiercely as fire. In a final touch of malice, as unfathomable as her motives, Sylvanus Windrunner had turned Delaran's head so the dying Calderai had a perfect view of the incineration of all she loved, all she had fought for, believed in, bled for, all she had lived for, and was about to die for. The Tree of Life was now a death trap, and soon would be the size of the greatest mass incineration Azeroth had ever known. "Close your eyes," Farron said. He stretched out in front of her, trying to shield her from the inferno's tortured brightness. But his ghostly form was translucent. He blurred, but did not block the sight. "I cannot close my eyes," though she couldn't say it. She was long past speaking. Her breaths had numbers. "I have to see this." If there were any mercy, the excruciating sight would burn her eyes to blindness. But cruelly, that solace was denied her. Her senses were at their peak, screaming. She shouldn't be able to hear the crackling groans of the World Tree's burning limbs, yet the sound mingled with the shrieks of those left on Darkshore. With a strange perversity, Delaran felt only coldness in the face of the scorching heat. Let me just jump up so I don't go AFK. Death is cold, she thought, even for those who burn, those whom I failed. "Release your hatred and your fear," Farron said, so softly, so gently. "You are past all of it now. Come with me." "You are not real," Delaran thought with both anger and anguish. "You are only wistful shadows promising peace." "There will be no peace, not for me." The ghostly form of the Night Elf Druid disappeared, but of course it had never been there. Above the canopy, above the burning tree, above all the trials and torments of this world hung two moons, the White Lady and the Blue Child, mother and infant, Elune and her people. The night skies once offered such comfort and balm. Now they were cold, the stars hard as diamonds as the diamonds they resembled. "Where are you, Elune? How could you abandon your children to fire? We gave all we had. For what?" She was lucky. Arrows would claim her life, but the children whose cradle had been the boughs of the world tree would die in agony, and worse, in utter innocence. Turn your face from Azeroth in shame, Elune. Her thoughts were daggers. You have abandoned us. We tried hard. We believed in your love, in your protection. Her mouth was too dry, her body too weak to even spit in contempt. Her pain grew, even as the coldness seeped into her heart. Soon it will not hurt at all, the ghostly shape of her beloved had assured her. Would it still hurt when she passed into oblivion? There was no Ferrin to ask. Smoke was coming through the portals, and Tyrande Whisperwind despaired. Now, at last, the semblance of calm shattered. Panic was on the faces of the night elves. They raced through the portals to the wizard's sanctum, trying to escape fire that had inexplicably broken out in Darnassus. "Clear the area! We need to make room now!" Anduin shouted. The Stormwind guards were quick to obey, picking up night elf children and rushing alongside their parents, down the ramp and out into the open. But more room would not make a difference. The fire was too much, too fast, and it was no ordinary flame. It reeked of magic, bent to a task so cruel, so utterly devoid of even a scrap of compassion. Tyrande could scarcely wrap her mind around it. Have I tempted fate with my arrogance, Elune? Is Sylvanas Windrunner beyond even your light, that she would burn Darnassus? Calderai desperately shoved and clawed their way past one another at the portals. Tyrande, Anduin, the Stormwind guards, and the sentinels pulled coughing evacuees to safety, shoved them in the direction of the ramp, and then reached through the portals for more. The smoke thickened, black and choking, and it became harder to see those on the other side. Heat buffeted Tyrande's face, evaporating tears she hadn't realised had fallen. Against all her instincts she pulled back, letting someone take her place, and forced calm on herself. In this moment, when seconds counted, she could assist in a better way. "Elune, please help them." And all around her there was a single intake of welcome breath as damaged lungs were healed. Tears poured down Astari's face, both from the smoke and her heart. How could this be happening? How could the Horde have gotten so far? And how, in Elune's name, why? Had the Horde chosen to burn the world tree? This was more than war, more than cruelty. This was madness and genocide and hatred so extreme that Astari could not understand it. Numb from shock and horror, she forced herself to focus on the now. There were still portals open. There were still lives that could be saved, if she could just get them to listen. "Please stay calm," Astari shouted. "Do not crowd the portals, or else no one will get through." A few turned their faces to her, pausing in their primal search for safety. More, though, continued to push forward, heedless of Astari's plea. Cries for help came as families shoved their way inside the temple. Some carried loved ones with horrific burns, who screamed in agony at every movement, their blackened, oozing skin sloughing off. Others were already beyond any help the priestess could give. The reek of fear mingled with the stench of fire and burning flesh. Some who had thrust their way past others did not even head for the portals, but instead leapt into the moonwell, splashing themselves with sacred waters and weeping as they prayed to their goddess. "Listen to your priestess." It was Mia who was shouting, still standing on the edge of the moonwell, her hands cupped around her mouth. Astari met Laria's gaze and pointed toward the temple entrance. Laria nodded, understanding. Immediately, Laria then submerged herself in the pool, skirting where the distraught supplicants huddled, and emerged dripping to push through the crowds and disappear from view. She returned a few moments later, her face stricken. "Everything is on fire," she said to Astari. "All the trees, all the grass." She coughed. "Fire blocks the roads into the city." "Mia," Astari called, shouting to be heard over the cries of the terrified elves. "It is time for you to go." The human woman clenched her jaw. "Not yet." Astari swallowed. The Queen of Gilneas had a husband, a daughter, and they were not Calderai. The priestess would not allow the fire to take Mia from them. "It will soon be too late," she said. "Dying with us will do nothing. You can help us more by living." She opened her mouth to say more when there came a horrible groaning from overhead, slowly enough for everyone to see and understand, but too swiftly for them to escape. Something huge and orange-red hurtled toward the glass dome atop the temple. A massive tree limb, engulfed in licking flames, crashed down. The elves in the moonwell screamed. For the briefest sliver of time, the great branch was halted by Hayden's bowl of ever-flowing water. Astari's heart surged. A loon had saved. A crack zigzagged across the stone basin, and the bowl broke in two. The sacred water spilled. The great stone bowl tumbled down, and the statue of Hayden lost both arms. A chunk of the basin severed the statue's neck, sending its head toppling onto the screaming night elves who had sought refuge in the pool. The moonwell shattered, and its sacred waters flowed onto the grass, red now with the blood of innocents. There were more screams. Those who could stampeded outside like crazed beasts, where nothing but more flames awaited to embrace them. The flood of survivors tumbling through the portals, wreathed in black smoke and taunted by flickers of flame, slowed to a trickle, and then nothing. Still, Anduin and Tyrande stood in the wizard's sanctum, waiting, praying, coughing and squinting against the heat. A tongue of flame licked greedily through one of the portals, and Anduin realised he had to make the most difficult choice he had faced in his life. If any yet lived on the other side of the portals, they were too weak or injured to come through. He couldn't even hear screams anymore, just the implacable crackle of greedy flames. No more families, no more children would be saved, no priestesses, no mere Greymane. Gen would never forgive Anduin for the order he was about to issue, but Anduin would never forgive himself. But the thick black smoke, a world away in Darnassus, would choke those in Stormwind if he did not speak the command that struck in his throat. Devastated, he said in a voice that cracked with pain, "Close the—" A terrible howl sliced through the cacophony of the panicked crush of night elves. "Out of my way!" The voice was deep and ragged. The Gilnean king, fully in Worgen form and running on all fours, barreled through the crowd in the wizard's sanctum. Smoke filled the chamber now, and Gen Greymane charged straight toward the main portal. Anduin lunged without thinking. He slammed into Gen, knocking him to the floor. Gen whirled, easily pinning Anduin, and snarled, lifting a white-clawed third hand as he nearly succumbed to the rage that always lurked when he was in this bestial form. "Too dangerous," Anduin said, coughing. Gen's feral face was but an inch or two away from Anduin's. His lips curled away from long, sharp teeth as he growled savagely. "Gen, it is too late," Tyrande cried. The Worgen sprang toward the night elf. "She took my kingdom," Gen bellowed at Tyrande. "She took my son. She is not taking my wife." And before Anduin could even form words, Gen had leapt through the smoking portal. Gen was no stranger to war, violence, cruelty, or heartache, but nothing he had seen prepared him for the horror on the other side of the portal. Where a once beautiful statue had stood offering healing waters, there was only debris, shattered bodies, blood-hued mud, and a gigantic burning branch. The air was almost unbreathable. The smoke and the horrible stench of death assaulted his lupine senses. Gen forced himself to inhale and shouted, "Mir!" "Gen, over here!" The voice was rasping but recognisable. It was the priestess Astari. She and a mage were trying to move a chunk of debris that pinned a limp form. "Mir!" Gen sprang toward them, fear and fury whirling together in a maelstrom of strength unlike any he had felt. He lifted the huge chunk of stone as if it were a piece of furniture, no heavier than one of those hideous end tables Mir loved so much, the ones they had left to rot in Gilneas when they had fled. "Mir!" She was curled up tightly, protecting herself from... No, not herself. Mir's arms, miraculously unbroken, were wrapped around a night elf infant. It was ominously still. The coppery stench of far too much of his wife's blood filled his nostrils. Her legs were twisted, as if she were a doll that some irate child had broken out of spite. Bone jutted through skin, and there were burn marks. He turned, agonized and helpless, to Astari, but the priestess was already murmuring a prayer in her smoke-roughened voice. Light appeared from nowhere, lining her hands. Gen watched as his sweet Mir's legs straightened, her bones knitted, her lacerated skin. Her eyes fluttered open, and the child she held squirmed. Fresh tears, not born of smoke, stung Gen's eyes. Elune hears us, Astari said, her voice even now soft with joy and wonder. Mia reached for her husband. Gen, the tree, they're burning the tree. She coughed violently, her lungs seared afresh by the overheated air. The child, take her, leave me. Not a chance, he snarled. They'd seen horrors together, faced death side by side, and as long as he breathed, so would she. I'll take you both. Could he do more? These people were his friends, and they were facing the worst death he could imagine. The great tree, home to thousands, had been set aflame. They would be burnt alive, knowing all that was lost. Even so, as he scooped up Mia into his arms, Gen paused. Running away had never sat well with him. We will not leave them, Astari said, gesturing to the other night elves. Gen realised she understood his conflict. The time for rescue, like sand in an hourglass, had run out. She meant that someone would be with the dying to help them in their last minutes. Gruffly, not knowing what else to say or do, Gen said, Elune be with you. Cradling his beloved wife and the final tiny night elf refugee, Gen Greymane stepped through the last portal. The priestesses knew what to do. Astari extended her arms to a mother and her young son who were among the last to enter the temple. Do not be afraid, she said to the boy, who was mute and trembling. Come here. With one arm around the mother and the other around the boy, Astari sank to the soaked earth. The last 3 priestesses of Elune in Teldrassil prayed. They did not ask for healing or for rescue. They asked for mercy. And their goddess heard them as Astari began to sing. By the moon's glow, listen. By the river, listen. Holding those you love, listen. To the cries of the dying, to the whisper of the wind over the silent dead. Sleep brushed Astari's mind, feather soft, honey sweet. The pain disappeared. She let out a sigh. All around her she heard similar sounds. The fire was relentless. The smoke would kill them, and the flames would devour their flesh, even their bones. Only ash would remain. But they would feel nothing. No pain in the lady's light, in the lady's love. Mother and child both slept, breathing gently despite the smoke. Her duty faithfully discharged, Astari allowed her own eyelids to flutter closed. There will be justice, one day, but eyes other than hers will behold it. The last thing she heard was the crackling sound as she slipped into slumber. Close it, Gen shouted, in a voice made hoarse by the smoke. By the smoke, by the fire, by the horrors he must have beheld. The mage, his face pale and etched with sorrow, lowered his hands. The last portal disappeared. He'd done it. Gen bore not only Mia, but a night elf child. Anduin couldn't see if any of the 3 were wounded, so he summoned the light. He had asked it for aid 1,000 times or more in the last several days, and still it came, as always, and the wounds were healed. No, not all the wounds. Gen sank to the floor, holding an exhausted Mia. Tyrande gathered the infant to her. Gen took a deep breath and exhaled, resuming his human form. He looked up at Tyrande, and utter bleakness of his expression spoke more clearly than the words of the depth of what had happened. The tree is burning, he said. His voice was hard and laced with pain. You mean Dionysus? Tyrande asked, her voice catching in her throat. The tree, Gen repeated. I'm sorry, High Priestess. The Horde has burned the world tree. His eyes, bloodshot from the smoke, narrowed. They will pay for this. I swear to you, they will pay. Anduin felt cold with shock. The tree was on fire. Teldrassil, with all its hamlets and nooks and towns, its hills and valleys and creatures, everything in it would burn. Tyrande closed her eyes. I said the tree would not be. Her voice broke. She opened her eyes and looked at the child she held in her arms, covered with soot but whole, healthy, alive. Tears slipped slowly down her cheeks. What is her name? She asked softly. Mia shook her head weakly. I don't know. Then, little one, I shall name you Finel, the last. For you are the last Kaldorite to escape with your life. The World Tree was more than a city. It was an entire land, home to countless innocents. How many night elves were elsewhere in Azeroth? Far too few. Now they were all who remained of their people. Sylvanus Windrunner had committed genocide. Anduin had known she was selfish, arrogant too, cunning, driven, but he had never expected this. Through blurred vision, he saw Gen Greymane's face as his wife clung to him, and he realised that not even Gen, who hated Sylvanus with his whole heart, could believe it. No one had thought she would put her cruelty before her cleverness. There was no strategic purpose, no possible reason to destroy the tree. Far from it. With this unfathomable decision, Sylvanus had united the Alliance in a way nothing else could. None of that mattered now. There had been chances to stop her, chances to attack before she had. Anduin had chosen to reject those opportunities. Now, numberless voices would haunt his dreams until he achieved one thing, stopping Sylvanus. Permanently. His eyes met Tyrande's over the baby's head. Finel whimpered, and Tyrande cradled her close. Then, so softly that Anduin could barely hear her, the High Priestess of the Night Elves began to sing. "Oh, little last one, listen, to the song my broken heart will ever sing, of the story of the tree of the world, and the death of all of the dreams it once cradled in its mighty boughs." Anduin dragged a sooty sleeve across his wet eyes. His raw, aching heart broke at what he had to do. Quietly, calmly, he steeled it. After this, there would be nothing else. There was no choice, no doubt, no regret. War. And then it finishes with that. And that is the end of the Alliance side of the novella. On the other side, we've got the Horde side, which I've not even read yet. I've got no idea what that's like. So that's something else we can do at a later date, definitely. Most definitely. Let me plonk myself back on. There we go. I didn't realise I've got Holy Hammers here as well. Fantastic. And we've got Wisp Moon as well. Lying down. That's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. I just forgot I can't read the text when I've been reading. There we go. Well, I think that is a good point to finish the stream on. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's hung out tonight. Really enjoyed your company. Let me have a look and see if there's anyone on we can throw a host on over to. We have the lovely Arnota is streaming, so I think we should continue the gold making theme by sending a host over to Arnota. Let me just queue everything up. Let the ad run. Oh, right, let's mute that one. There we go. So I want to say a big thank you, everyone who hung out in the stream tonight. My next stream will be on next Sunday, and throughout the week, let me think. I've got the video I just released today. I'm going to see what I can do over the week, and then come up with something else in terms of furthering on our gold making journey. But until next time, let's send a host over to Arnota. Let me type it all out. /42. There we go. So thank you all. Thank you all for a lovely stream from myself and Mushy and Lizard, who's lying on my lap at the moment. I wish you all a fantastic rest of your week of gold making. From myself and Oreo with his legs in the air, I'll bid you a farewell, good night, and I'll see you all very soon.